All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to 777 Television, your home for everything matrix encryption. And in today's video, we're going to do an encryption demonstration focusing on Codex Integrity. We're looking at matrixencryption.com. This is a encryption website based on a patented symmetric key encryption technology. So the first thing we're going to do is go to the Codex station and paste our codex that's already ready. So a codex needs to be 81 characters, and it has to be 81 characters, and they have to be unique. If there are any duplicate characters detected, it won't work. And so you need 81 unique characters. In this case, the codex we're using is the reverse order of the factory codex. So we hit save there, and it has saved the codex to the database. Now we're going to go back to home, and we're going to encrypt. You have the option of using the factory codex or activating your own custom codex. And so that's what we're going to do. We activate it. Now let's take a look at the URL, the top of the page, and we see that the HTML name is update 0 and 126 is the number of our codex. If we try to tweak it manually to 127, well, that codex is outside of the range because 126 is the most recent codex, and so you can't use it. Likewise, if you try and activate someone else's codex, it says you're not authorized to use this codex, traveler, so you can only use your own codex. Now that we've activated it, let's type in a short message into the plain text field, and we're just going to type matrix encryption. And that key that we typed in, straight sevens, that's arbitrary. That can be any number, positive integer, and we have encrypted that number. We just copied it, and now we're going to the decryption side of the service to demonstrate the same thing. If you try and choose a codex that is outside of the range, it says codex doesn't exist. If you try and activate a codex that presumably belongs to somebody else, it says you are not authorized to use that codex, traveler. So, okay, we're just going to have to use our own codex. That's proper. So we paste the encryption into the encryption field, and now we're going to try an incorrect key with the correct codex. See, matrix encryption requires a key and a codex, and they both have to be correct in order to retrieve the original data. So the wrong key and the right codex gives gibberish, incorrect result. It doesn't have to be gibberish, but it's not going to be the correct result. So when we use the correct key, we get the original data back, matrix encryption. And so using a different codex, the factory codex, which is wrong, and the correct key also gives gibberish, the incorrect result. We'll talk more about possible results of wrong keys and wrong codices in a different video, but for now we're just going to explain that the other aspect of what we did to secure the Codex Integrity is that we made it so that you can quickly change your codex to a different one. So what you have to do is delete your old codex and then save a new one. And before, this was causing a conflict in the environment, the web environment, because the way that the codex was retrieved was outside of the function that was encrypting, and so we were using global variables to retrieve that data and migrate it into the function where it was relevant, and that was causing codices that were just deleted to be used rather than the codex that was just saved. And so we fixed that problem simply by not using the global variables. We're not retrieving the codex remotely, but locally inside the function that is relevant. And so that you will always get the codex that you meant to get. So recapping, you cannot use a codex that is outside of the range of codices in the database, and you cannot use a codex that belongs to somebody else. And the codex that you do use is always the codex that you were expecting, because it is obtained locally within the function. There's no external need to use what we call global variables, which are good for local testing environments, but in the production environment, it's just not good. So we're not doing that. And the other thing that we're going to do, like our next upgrade for the codex, is because the codex is stored in plain text, it's not encrypted. So what we could do is encrypt the codex when you store it, so that it'll be encrypted on the database or in the database, and then whenever you retrieve it to use it during this encryption or decryption service, it would have to automatically decrypt it for you. And so that's just a series of extra steps. While we could do that, the other option is simply to allow you to enter a custom codex at the codex control panel. So whenever you choose between factory codex and custom codex, whenever we were at that page, so you can confirm your codex that you have stored, or underneath that we're going to add an update that lets you paste your codex in just like you can in the codex control panel station, so that you will not have any sensitive data stored on the website anywhere. So let's make this clear. Matrix encryption does not have a database for your key, and we don't have a database for your raw data, your encryptions or decryptions. It's not stored anywhere on our site, and the only part of it that is currently stored is the codex. And so we're going to make that optional. So you're going to be able to store your codex unencrypted. We'll probably encrypt it later, but it's just some of these things are a pain to have to implement. But I believe what's an easier fix is to just give you the option to store your codex in the database, or just copy and paste your own codex in the Codex Activation station. So that way, absolutely no data will be stored or accessible at all. So, or to matrix encryption. And we didn't show this in the demonstration here, but there's a button below the results page that lets you save your data to your computer. So you can save the encryption to your computer, or you can save the decryption to your computer. And again, in no case does matrix encryption have access to the data that you're working with. We have a forum update where we're working on allowing users to communicate on our site, similar to Facebook, but a drastic alternative. Whereas Facebook doesn't let you control your data, your keys, people don't even know really what a key is. They just know encryption somehow works and that their data is end-to-end encrypted. But really, strictly speaking, end-to-end encryption implies that you are the only one that has control of your key, you and the other intended party or parties. And so that's what you have on matrix encryption. We have true end-to-end encryption, and we're working on a forum. You can already post, edit, and delete your posts. You can view the public wall of everyone's posts, and we have just recently updated our site to include friends, finding friends, and private messaging. We're going to review that in our next video. So that's going to just about wrap it up here. Keep in mind also that Matrix Encryption is a business. You know, we offer a 1-month free trial service. So this encryption and decryption service that you saw is available for 1 month for free when you activate an account, and then after that you're locked out of the service. And so we encourage you to go to the products page and review the products that we have for sale. These are compiled, again, patented offline software. See, the safest way to operate is offline in the first place. So if you want the highest degree of security, then you need to be looking at purchasing our products for offline use. And they are vastly expanded beyond the capabilities of the web service that is itself more of a more of a you know, like a trial, a snippet, you know, just a little taste of what we offer. We actually offer file encryption and non-deterministic file encryption, non-deterministic plain text encryption. These are not currently available in the service, but are only products for purchase. We're also going to be implementing cryptocurrency and NFTs that will be available to different tiers of users. So we're going to have 1 month recurring, 3 month recurring, 6 month, 1 year, and the lifetime membership. And so if you purchase a lifetime membership, you're going to get one of 777 NFTs, and you will also get a generous portion of our cryptocurrency. If you buy a 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, or 1 year subscription, you will get a portion of cryptocurrency with which you will be able to purchase subsequent subscriptions in part. And so we have big plans for this site. Basically, you know, we're trying to free the world from the death grip that the corporations have. If you're into cryptocurrency like I am, you know that basically like the main selling point of Bitcoin is decentralization. But the problem with decentralization, even though we're finding every day like new applications for decentralized ledger technology, it's all built on cryptography, which is still centralized in itself. So it's sort of like a ethical dilemma to see that encryption is still centralized, but it's fueling, it's able to push this great wave of decentralization into all these other sectors. People don't realize it, but decentralization is eventually going to fully penetrate government and energy distribution. And essentially when you say that, it's like any other sector. It's like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense, right? So if that is true, and we believe firmly that it is, then it's not hard to see that decentralized cryptography is essentially inevitable. And so we're looking on the horizon. We're looking at the trend of decentralization, and we're trying to educate and lead the way. We're trying to spearhead the mass adoption of decentralized cryptography by offering our patented symmetric key encryption technology, matrix encryption. And we hope that you will join us. You can reach out to us. You can, obviously comment, like, subscribe, and share this video. Check out our videos that we've already published, and be on the lookout for our next video about the forums and the private messaging, the friend functionality. because we're really ultimately looking to take users away from Facebook, and I believe there's a lot of users who are disenfranchised with the way their data has been handled, even in the wake of the Zuckerberg talks at Congress, like the congressional hearings. You know, so I believe there is a market for what we're trying to push. It hasn't really taken off yet, but you can help. You can help be the change. And I mean, that's always how it is. So if any of this resonates with you, I greatly appreciate it. You can also reach out to us and join our Discord server. The link is right here. See, join our Discord server right there. So that's going to wrap it up for this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.